Hello, my name is Teknoclash. Welcome to episode 2 of Evolution of Sound presents Teknoclash. Today we're talking about my remix for Danik's Dear Life. I'm going to explain you how to layer a drop. We look this edition closer to the drop. Maybe we go through a second edition through the breakdown, which you are hearing in the background. Now we should see what we can do with layering, what is important at layering, how you can compress the bus when you layered some stuff, and yeah. So I hope you enjoy it, and you are listening now to 1 minute of this remix, and that you can see what we are doing and where we're talking about. I hope you enjoy. Evolution of Sound presents Teknoclash episode 2. Stay tuned. So welcome back to the second episode of Teknoclash, episode 2, presented by Evolution of Sound. I hope you enjoyed the short demo of what we are talking about. So this is like the main part of the drop, which is strong like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers, 7 with the Hoover source, and we are taking now a look how I created this. I don't rebuild it because I simply can't, and yeah, so we start from the point where I started to work. I started to work with, when I remember right, this lead. It's from the Mighty Silence 1. And the simple trick which I made there is I designed this lead. So, and it's a very simple, to be honest. It's just the part A. It's a sawtooth with 6 voices, detune around. What is that? 11 o'clock, and then I detuned second oscillator. But what a lot of big guys does, and what I do too, is I use filter A, and then I use it as a bandpass filter for the first layer. So I have here like the cutoff and a drive of 11 o'clock. So it sounds like this. So this is the drop, and when I remember right, the drop has to be like... Yeah, that was the right one. And then we have like the second layer is pretty much the same, but I just switched the cutoff frequency so that it sounds like this. And when you have bows, you see they taking a different frequency range, which is so this one is working pretty much here, and here it's getting fuller and tighter. And when you, for example, take a look at this one is more separated here, and it's not like that much high frequencies, because the filter here leaves more high frequencies through than this one. And when you have both of them and they cover like one frequency range together, they sound pretty much amazing. So it's like... So then they get like different layers. For example, this one is also from the Silence one, and that's a plug sound to make it more pluggy, that it's more in your face, because they are more in the middle. So basically you have, with these 3 layers, you have the drop sound running. And I have another one, a massive one, and there I made the following. I try to rebuild with massive the sound from the Silence one. There are basically different synthesizers, but they have, in the end, every synthesizer has the same function, so you can do whatever you want with it. And I try to rebuild with the massive the lead of the Silence one. I took normal sawtooth 3 times, I made a pitch envelope on it. That's something what Zenworld explained a lot in his videos, and he explained it very good, so I don't get here deeper into sound design. Therefore is my friend Zenworld, and he can way better explain how to do it. What have we else here? I've recorded something from the Virus C, which is also similar to the basic sound of the Silence one, because what I do when I layer is I try to get similar sounds, because you cannot get like a fat sound from just one layer, so you have to stack them. And what I found out for me is the best thing, that you go and try to rebuild that sound, but every time in a different way, like more high frequency, less low end, one layer with more mid-range, one layer more compressed, one layer more reverb, one layer more delay, and that stuff. But I try to keep them as close as possible on each other. Then I have like a Spire. Spire is a synthesizer where Zenworld came up with. I know it from his videos. And as you can hear, it's again pretty much the same. So again, it's pretty much the same. And then you EQ them right. You make, in my opinion, you put stereo whiteness on it to widen it up, to leave the bassy sounds in the middle, but I explained that in the first video with the whiteness and everything. Then I put it all to one bus, and that bus I will show you now closer. So now we're talking about what I've done with the bus. I muted all effects, including the reverb and the delay, that we can see the difference now. This is what it sounds like without. It's very dry, it has no drive. And what can we do to give it drive is simply, first rule, in my opinion, sausage fattener. Sausage fattener is a plugin by Dada Life, which is pretty cool. The functions are very basic. Everybody knows it, but I just put it decent. I put it like 9 or 8%. But what I love about this plugin is how angry the sausage get, how more you turn the knob. It's fantastic in my opinion. But that's just, yeah, my opinion. Who don't love angry sausages? Everybody loves angry sausages. Just kidding. So this is what I use most of the times to fatten it up a bit, about 8 or 9% to not fuck all the frequencies. Then I EQ it, I low cut it, because the sausage fattener generates a lot of low end, As you can see, when I turn that back on, you can see here it makes low end, so I have to low cut it. Then I go for my next lovely plugin, and it's for free. It's the Camel Crusher. I use it since I know all the guys from the hardstyle scene, and they put it like on everything. I guess they even put it on percussions to spice them up or to distort them. But I use it also very, very decent. Very, very decent. And next in the chain is the Glitch 2. I use the Gator and on a 1x32 and smoothing about 50%, but also just decent mix around 30%. That makes it a bit stuttering, and in my opinion, on that sort of sound it fits perfect. I do it sometimes, I not do it every time, but on this one it fitted, so I used it. I used the full range of the bar, so you can see it's running. It gives that like a little vibrato effect, and that's pretty cool in my opinion. Then I used the glue, because I wanted to use the glue on that one, because I normally use the UAD Fatso Distressor plugins, which maybe not everybody of you has, or the most of the people I know use the glue who have not the UAD hardware with the Apollo sound card. So I'm using it on a threshold of -11, so also you see it's just pumping a little bit. I'm using it very, very decent. I'm using pretty much everything decent. Then I use the LFO tool for side chaining, so that the attack of the kick is pretty clear, and so it makes it pumping. Then I have 3 EQs. Just one is in use for the sound. I low cut again at 100 Hz because the glue and the Camel Crusher also creates a low end and low frequencies, which you don't want, because the kick takes all of your low frequencies. In that case, the kick takes them all. Then I have, like I explained in the first video, like at 9200 Hz, I have a small peak with a tight Q with the Fab Filter Pro Q to give some freshness to the sound. And this is just the region which I'm boosting, and I've explained it in the first video. I'm using, like in my chain, it's called Mega Room, because it's the FX channel with the Valhalla Room, which has a very not a very long decay, but 1 second and 26 milliseconds at the mix of 100. I'm using it as a send. So it gives this huge room ambience, which is in big room simply necessary. And then I have like 2 other EQs, but I just use them for automation in the beginning, like you hear where it now comes up. Let's have a look at it. You see. Oh, and if you're wondering what the kick does, it's pretty cool. I have it from back in the days where I hang around with all the hardstyle guys. They have that pitch kick thing going on. So I have a contact instrument where I have, oh no, please no, oh good. Where I have the attack and the tail of a kick, and I'm pitching the kick, so it's the root key of it is G sharp, but you can pitch it. And so I have here like a little pitch going on. So it goes like dum dum dum. So that is a thing which not everybody does. Then for a little variation, I thought it would be cool to have a trap part. I'm not that much into trap, but I like to make traps. So we have here like... I just ripped off some notes in the MIDI, and then I took this typical kick drum and low end sub bass from Massive. The low end came from Massive, and I have a compressor on it which is side chained by the Simple Kick in my it's called Simple Kick in my library because it's just a plain 909, a little bit affected. I have it. I had a 909 from the Prophet, which I just a little bit affected. So it's like, so it's nothing. Yeah, that is the drop. And like I explained to you again, I start with one sound. That sound, I'm using a bandpass filter. Then I copy the same sound in another instance of Silence 1. Then I'm using the cutoff of the bandpass that I have two different frequency range which fits together. Then I try to rebuild with other synthesizers a sort of same sound, because it has a concept of layering. In my opinion, it's you fatten up your sound with similar sounds. And then you make like elements in it which are like I did with the pluggy sound for just that it's more in your face and that you have something which hits you better on the dance floor. And yeah, then everything is glued together in the bus where like the Fatna comes on it, the Camel Crusher, the glue, and like I told you, the glue is just moving a little bit. It's pretty much moving nothing, but it makes a difference. And yeah, so this is how I layer. Again, just build one sound, use the bandpass, then move in the second instance the bandpass that you have like one range of frequency with two sounds, then take some other synths, try to rebuild the other with the other synthesizers, the sound of the synthesizer, in this case of Silence 1, like I did with the Massive and the Spire. And then you put everything together, take a look at the EQ that not every patch is working in the same frequency range. And if so, remove some frequencies of the synthesizer which is working in the same frequency range. Yeah, and then you are pretty much done. That's it. That's, in my opinion, all the secrets of layering. If you have more about layering, I can explain it again in a more detailed video, but this is then going to be about a half hour or something like this. But I think you get it now. It's the thing is, I apply everywhere a reverb, and then on the end, I've explained it in the first video, I put a common reverb on the bus that everything sounds like one. I have a delay also used as sound effect, because I think every effect should be used as sound effect on a bus, and also on your different layers, because it's I don't know, it's simply like that. So yeah, so this was Evolution of Sound presents Teknoclash episode 2. We took a look at the drop of my Danik Dear Life remix, which is available somewhere on a platform which is called Vavo. And to be honest, I think that sort of remix contest where your friends have to vote is not about quality of music. So I become now a little bit of a rebel, and I will remove my Danik Dear Life remix from that platform, because I don't see any sense, because it's not about the quality of the music. There are so many good remixes which I've heard which doesn't appear in the top 20, which is in my opinion not that cool. because when I hear, I don't want to point at anybody, I don't want to point at me that I'm a good producer or something like this, but I will tell you that there are on the very bottom a lot of remixes which are better than, in my opinion, than some of in the top 20, where they just have a big bunch of friends. And so I will remove my Danik Dear Life remix. I will make it available as a free download in on SoundCloud and on my Facebook page and on the Evolution of Sound page on Facebook. So this is pretty spontaneous now because I feel that we have to do it. And yeah, so I've explained you how to layer in a good way. Take a couple of times to look at this video. I want to thank you for Mrs. Teknoclash, who's behind the camera. She joined me for the first edition. I make now like a little video where you can see her. Maybe we can blend it in. So, and this is my bed here, and so this is Miss Teknoclash. Hello.
Hey.
And like I told you, I'm pretty honored that around 3,000 people watched the first episode, and I want to thank you everybody from the heart, from the deepest grounds of my heart. And I hope you have enjoyed this episode. We are now busy with thinking about what we can make in episode 3, but you can help me out there, because you can drop some questions below, or you can write me on Facebook like messages. Also, if you need some tips or tricks, I love to help, because I received a lot of help from a lot of good people and I want to give a piece of that back. So if you have any questions, or if you have any things what we can talk about in episode 3, drop them in the box below. And yeah, download the Danik Dear Life remix from Teknoclash for free on our pages, Evolution of Sound, Teknoclash and SoundCloud. And I hope to see you on the next edition. Bye!